Welcome to the Ultimate Sports Podcast. Today is Monday, July 29th, 2019. Today I'm going to go over yesterday's baseball games, look ahead to tonight's games, discuss a big trade that happened yesterday in baseball, and a shocking one to many, and the best bet of the day. Alright, yesterday, results. Phillies over the Braves 9-4, a much-needed win for the Phils as they are atop the wild card standings for 55-50. Atlanta 62-44. Aaron Nola the win. Kevin Gausman the loss. Nola is starting to pitch a little better. 6 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts, rate 3.72. Kevin Gausman 6 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs, a walk, 8 strikeouts, ERA 5.97. Rays over the Blue Jays 10-9. Tampa goes to 16-48. Toronto 40-67. Chaz Rowe the win. Daniel Hudson the loss. Diego Castillo the save. Tampa's starter in this game was Yonny Chirinos. He was not very good. 4 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 3.7. Starting for Toronto is Aaron Sanchez. 5 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, no walks, 10 strikeouts, ERA 6.07. Mets over the Pirates 8-7. They complete the sweep. They are 50-55. Pittsburgh is 46-59. Jason Vargas the win, Chris Archer the loss, Edwin Diaz the save. Jason Vargas 5 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts, ERA 4.01. Chris Archer 5 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, ERA 5.58. Marlins over the Diamondbacks 5-1. Miami is 40-63. Arizona is 53-53. Getting the win for the Marlins was Jose Quijada, and Robbie Ray gets charged with the loss. Starting the game for Miami was Alicia Hernandez. 4 innings, 3 hits, an earned run, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, rate 4.93. Robbie Ray, 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, 11 strikeouts, ERA 3.91. He pitched very well in his final start before the trade deadline. Reds over the Rockies 3-2. The Reds are 48-55. Colorado 49-57. Lucas Sims the win. Jake McGee the loss. Raciel Iglesias the save. Starting for the Reds in this one was Alex Wood. 4 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts, ERA 3.86. Peter Lambert, 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, 4 strikeouts, ERA 5.67. Nationals over the Dodgers 11-4. The Nationals are 56-49. The Dodgers are 69-38. Steven Strasburg the win, Walker Buehler the loss. Strasburg was tremendous. 7 innings, 2 hits, an earned run, no walks, 9 strikeouts, rate 3.26. Buehler was not good at all. 5 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, ERA 3.38. Cubs over the Brewers 11-4. Much needed win for the Cubs, who go to 56-49. The Brewers are 56-51. So the Cubs are 2 up in the loss column. Brad Brock the win. Zach Davies the loss. 2 up on Milwaukee. Jose Quintana, 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 4.47. Zach Davies, 5 innings, 4 hits, 7 runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout, ERA 3.56. Twins over the White Sox 11-1. Minnesota is 64-41. Chicago's 46-57. Kyle Gibson the win. Dylan Covey the loss. Kyle Gibson 6 innings, 7 hits, an earned run, a walk, 9 strikeouts, ERA 4.1. Dylan Covey was not good in this game. Didn't even get an out. 5 earned runs and 5 hits. ERA 6.99. Royals over the Indians 9-6. The story of this game is that Trevor Bauer threw a fit, and he really stunk in this game. As the Indians drop to 62-43, Casey drops to 40 or improves to 40-67. Danny Duffy to win. Trevor Bauer lost. Ian Kennedy the save. Duffy 6 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, rate 4.42. Bauer 4 1/3 innings, 9 hits, 7 runs, 4 walks, and 6 strikeouts, rate 3.79. Astros over the Cardinals 6-2. The Astros are 68-39. St. Louis is 56-49. Wade Miley to win. Dakota Hudson the loss. Miley 5 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, rate 3.06. Dakota Hudson 4 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, rate 3.88. Angels over the Orioles 5-4. LA's 55-52. Baltimore's 35-70. Taylor Cole to win. Michael Givens the loss. This game ended on a walk-off homer by Matt Teese. Felix Payne 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, rate 4.66. Dylan Bundy 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts, ERA 5.24. Athletics over the Rangers 6-5. The A's are 16-47. Texas is 53-53. Blake Treinen the win. Jose Leclerc the loss. Game ended on a walk-off walk by Chris Davis. Obviously, bases were loaded. Mike Fiers, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, rate 3.54, so a quality start for him. Getting to start for Texas was Pedro Payano, 5 in the third inning, 6 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts, rate 3.18. Giants over the Padres, 7-6, a big win for them, maybe equivocating themselves as a buyer. 54-52 on the year. San Diego 49-56. Madison Bumgarner the win. Luis Perdomo the loss. Will Smith the save. Bumgarner 7 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, rate 3.74. Adrian Morjon an inning and 2/3, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, rate 5.4. Mariners over the Tigers 3-2 in 10 innings. The Mariners are 46-63. Detroit 30-71. Ronas Elias the win. And getting charged with the loss was Jose Cisnero. Starting for the Mariners was Matt Whistler as an opener, 2 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts, rate 5.09. Tommy Malone, 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, a walk, 5 strikeouts, rate 4.39. Matt Boyd was tremendous in his final start before the trade deadline. 6 in the third inning, 3 hits, and a run, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts, ERA 3.94. Yankees over the Red Sox 9-6 in a much-needed win for New York, who was on the verge of being swept in this one, but the Yankee bats and Domingo Germán, who got with the win in this game, stepped up for them. Chris Sale charged with the loss. Yankees go to 67-38. Boston 59-48. Domingo Germán, 5 in the third innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, a walk, and 9 strikeouts, rate 4.08. Chris Sale, 5 in the third innings, 5 hits, 6 runs, 7 strikeouts, rate 4.26. All right. Today's game, 7 o'clock ESPN, the Braves at the Nationals. Big, big game in the NL East. Dallas Keuchel and Patrick Corbin. 2 pickups, 1 offseason pickup and 1 in-season pickup for each team. Nationals, this is their opportunity to get back in this division race. They're home. Patrick Corbin's been great this year. It's exceeded expectations for the Nats. I think it's because he's not asked to be their ace. He's asked to be their number 3 starter, and he's producing like a number 2 this year. So give me the Nationals here as they get within 4 games of the loss column to put themselves in a position to get back in this NL East race. Diamondbacks, Marlins. Merrill Kelly and Caleb Smith. Pirates, Reds. Jordan Lyles and Sonny Gray. Blue Jays, Royals at 8:15. Thomas Pannone, Brad Keller. 8:40 Dodgers, Rockies. Kenta Maeda and John Gray. 10 o'clock Tigers, Angels. Jordan Zimmerman and Jaime Barria. And 10 o'clock Orioles, Padres. You have Chris Paddock, and we don't know who's going for the Orioles yet. So, 7 games tonight on the slate. Wednesday's the trade deadline. I'm going to have a podcast tonight, a special one, doing the top 100 trade value guys in the league. Not necessarily top 100 players in baseball, but players ranked on solely trade value, not necessarily players overall. So there's going to be some questions to why that player is ranked higher than that player. It's because that player has higher trade value than the other, that's all. And it's really inspired, obviously, by the Ringer's Bill Simmons, who does NBA trade value columns every year. So, should be a fun exercise. And I've done this in the past, too, on the podcast, but it's been a while since I've done one for baseball. Marcus Stroman was traded from the Blue Jays to the Mets yesterday in what was an absolute stunning trade, in my opinion. Going back to Toronto was Anthony Kay and Simeon Woods Richardson. The Mets, I don't know what they're doing. It's like they're half pregnant. Are they trying to win now, or are they using him to A, so they could replace Syndergaard and trade him somewhere else? Or did they do that solely because their in-city rival Yankees wouldn't trade for him? In-city, I mean in New York City, not necessarily Queens, Bronx. I meant New York City. But that was just a dumb move by the Mets. I like Marcus Stroman. He's somebody that has a capability to be an ace of a staff that really is just sometimes kind of frustrating to watch when he doesn't live up to expectations. So to me, he's a middle tier starter on a good team. So I don't know what the Mets are doing. I think they did that to prevent him from going to the Yankees, which is just pure stupidity, especially on the Wilpons, who are obsessed with the Yankees and just are preventing the Yankees from doing anything. Yes, the Yankees are to blame for not putting in top pitching prospect Deivi Garcia in the deal, but they think he's the next Pedro Martinez, apparently. Do I think that? No. Do I know that he won't be the next Pedro Martinez? No, nobody really knows. If anything, the people that are running baseball operations know more about a player than us fans and people in the media do. And I guess that's how they feel about Garcia. But if they put Garcia on the table, Stroman is a New York Yankee. And I don't want to say it's a failure yet by Brian Cashman, because he has about 48 hours to go out and acquire a top-tier starting pitcher. But if it's Trevor Bauer, hey, good job. He's better than Marcus Stroman. If it's Madison Bumgarner, great job. He's better than Marcus Stroman. Heck, I think that Noah Syndergaard in the right situation could be better than Marcus Stroman. Patrick Corbin, I'm thinking Diamondbacks. Zach Greinke is somebody who's under the radar, had a great year, but his contract is not very good. And he's overpaid, but he's somebody that has been excellent this year for the Diamondbacks, and I think would fit right into what the Yankees need, and that is a frontline starter, because you don't know if Luis Severino is going to be the guy he was before his second half melees last year, and what quite frankly cost the New York Yankees the AL East last year. That and the combination of Aaron Judge getting injured last year. So there's no GM under more pressure at this year's trade deadline than Brian Cashman. That is a fact. And if I had to put the number 2 GM under the most pressure at the deadline to improve is Andrew Friedman for the Dodgers, because they really need some back end of the bullpen help, and they haven't not gotten that yet. So, confusing trade for the Mets. To me, that signals that they will probably trade Noah Syndergaard, and they're using him not only to replace Syndergaard, but to prevent the Yankees from getting him, even though New York Yankees are to blame for not putting Deivi Garcia on the table. So that's one thing. Jake Deichmann goes from Kansas City to Oakland. Oakland needed another reliever in my mind, so that's a good pickup. Oakland, I don't think is done yet. I think they can use a bat, especially an outfield bat. They're set in the infield with Matt Olson, Matt Chapman, Jurickson Profar, and Marcus Semien. Chris Davis, you have at DH. At catcher, you have a duo of Josh Phegley and Chris Herman. They can upgrade at catcher, too, actually. I'm not in love with that combo behind the plate for Oakland. But they do have Sean Murphy in the minors who can come up and help them. He'll be their starting catcher next year, so they do have internal options to upgrade at that position, so they don't have to make a trade for him. But to me, they should make a trade for an outfielder. The only outfielder that I like that they have is Ramon Laureano, their center fielder. He has really emerged as a very good all-around player this year. So somebody like Detroit's Nicholas Castellanos or Baltimore's Trey Mancini would fit nicely with Oakland. And I feel like those are 2 really realistic targets for them. And don't rule them out for a starting pitcher, too, because they don't know when Sean Manaea is coming back either. Although they went out and got Homer Bailey, but he's a number 5 starter at this stage of his career. They need a frontline guy. Robbie Ray, to me, would be an excellent fit. That's where I had him going in my predictions last week. So it should be a very interesting next 48 hours. And to me, the biggest takeaway is the incompetence of the New York Mets. I just don't get it. They should be selling. They should have traded everybody last year. They should have traded Jacob deGrom. because that's when his value is the highest. And they extended him, which it wasn't the worst thing in the world either. But what if he gets hurt? You never know. That guy's been hurt before. And DeGrom's still in his prime. He's still very good. I get it. But they just need to realize that they can rebuild in New York, and they need to get away from that narrative. Look, the Knicks are rebuilding. The Giants are rebuilding. The Rangers were rebuilding the last couple years, but they're on the verge of becoming a contender again. The Yankees really didn't rebuild those few years. They just lucked out with those trades. To me, it was just a reboot, not really a rebuild per se, because they sold everybody, or not sold everybody, but sold some key pieces in 16 and were a contender again in 17. But in fairness, the Yankees, I don't think, thought they'd be a contender in 2017, but they were. They exceeded everybody's expectations, and they went out and traded for Sonny Gray at the deadline 2 years ago. And at the time, I thought that was a wonderful move, and that was one of the bigger busts in Yankees history, recent Yankees history, I should say. And the Jets are rebuilding, so you can rebuild in New York. The Mets are just stupid and don't realize it. And they're by far the stupidest team in New York. I know I've killed the Giants and the Knicks on this podcast several times, but the Brooklyn Nets rebuilt properly, even though they traded the farm away for Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, in which they really shouldn't have done in 2013 and overpaid badly. But the Nets have successfully rebuilt it, helped them land Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. So the Mets should just look around town and realize where all the other teams are and how they've done rebuilding. And the Islanders are rebuilding right now, sort of, even though they made the playoffs last year. But they seem like they're heading in the right direction as well. And the Devils, even though they're really a Jersey team, but they're still sort of in the market. But yeah, enough on the Mets. They better wake up and realize that they're not a contender, and they really are just a dumb franchise at this point. Best bet of the day brought to you by FanDuel. Only 7 games on the baseball slate tonight, so I'm going to pick the 3 games that I feel the best about. I'm going to go with the Nationals, the Reds, and the Angels. Although the Dodgers are a cheap price, but I feel better about the home teams than I do about the Dodgers. So that's 3, wagering $1, plus 246 odds, payout of $3.47. That's it for the podcast today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping all the baseball games and whatnot. Best bet. And then don't forget tonight, I'm going to come out with a trade value list for baseball. I hope you guys have a great day, everybody.